Good morning, happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful day. It's about to get really warm, so it's a good thing that we get up and get our practice in now. I just came from teaching Tabata in the park and it was so lovely. So hopefully, not right away, but sooner than later, we can start moving some of these morning classes to outside as well. I do want to keep a certain level of online presence for a while, just because, you know, it's still very real that we need to be taking care of ourselves. And so I want to keep the option open for people who maybe just not quite ready for that social distance yoga stuff, even if it is outside. Understandably so, that might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I'm hoping that by July we can do a couple morning classes outside as well. I think it'd be nice. They're kind of hard to film outside on Instagram. That's the only problem. You don't always have the greatest connection, and if the wind is blowing, it's kind of annoying on your end to hear that. So we'll see, but here we are today. We're just going to do, I don't know, about 40-minute practice this morning. Just enough to get you moving and send you off into a gorgeous Tuesday afternoon. So, without taking up any more time, I'll just remind you that your practice is your practice. As always, there are all kinds of different ways to change up the shapes that we make, try different postures. Please follow your instinct and your breath. When all else fails, just do what feels right to you. And if you're not sure what feels right, slow down, make sure you can breathe, and then go from there. That's my best advice. There's really no way you can mess this up as long as you're paying attention to what your body wants and paying attention to your breath. That's the most important foundational rule of yoga, right? Is that you should breathe. So, let's start on our belly. Come on down. If for any reason you don't want to be on your belly, just flip on your back. But if you're okay being right here, you're going to get yourself situated. And then let's start in downward facing tree pose, or kind of belly down tree. So you're just going to pull one knee, doesn't really matter which one, just pull it up and open to the side. You don't have to connect your foot to your thigh like you do in a standing tree. You can just hike that knee up so that it looks maybe a little bit like a frog leg. And then stack up your forearms and just let your head relax. And softly open your hips and release your low back. Just by making this shape with your legs, you're gonna feel that there's a little bit more space for your belly and your frontal hip bones to sink into the mat. And so let them do just that. And then close your eyes. Feel your body slow down. Let your arms and legs be heavy. Feel the weight of your torso, your chest. Try to relax any tension from your face. Notice how that shift of energy begins to take over, where just by slowing down your body, you start to notice that your breath begins to slow down, your brain begins to slow down. and you become slightly more in tune with what you feel on the inside. Start to let go of the outside world around you, just for a little while. Just try to keep yourself occupied with what's going on between the four corners of your mat. What's going on in your own body. Become aware of the sound and the feel of your breath and start to work on slowly deepening your inhales, lengthening your exhales. Just a few more. And then without losing that sense of relaxation, just carefully prop yourself up on your elbows. Okay. Stay right there for a moment. Drop your chin down to your chest and stretch the back of your neck all the way down to the spot between your shoulder blades. And then lift your chin back up. Good. All right, so what we're gonna do is move into a spinal twist here from the belly. I've got my right knee open. You might have your left knee open, and that's okay. You can do it either way, but you're just gonna prop up your chest for a moment, lift onto your hands. Easy does it because that's gonna bring a little bit of tension into your low back. So just a little bit of lift. Your opposite hand, right knee's open, then lift your left hand. If your left knee's open, lift your right. That opposite hand is just gonna scoop right through here, like you're threading the needle. You lay on your shoulder, and then you can just roll backward into a nice big twist. Once you've got the basic shape of the pose, try not to work so hard. Just let everything sink in. Keep your limbs really heavy. Let gravity do the work for you. About 5 full cycles of breath in and out right here. One more deep breath in. And then slowly on your exhale, you're gonna unwind and roll all the way back to your belly. So just let both legs extend all the way back out. Unwind, draw that arm out from underneath of you, and then prop yourself back up on both forearms for a moment. Shake out to your hips, wiggle the whole body. And we'll go the other way. Draw your other knee out and open. So belly down tree pose or kind of half frog leg position. Sink onto your forearms, stack them up. Let your forehead rest down, and if you can, try to get your knuckle right into the bridge of your nose there, just because there's a good pressure point there. just above the nose, the space between the eyebrows, third eye center. And then you can rock your forehead back and forth and just do a little bit of stress relieving work, tension release. Meanwhile, the hips, the belly are soft and heavy so that you find some space in your low back. Not forcing anything here. Just relax and breathe. Go back to slowing down the mind, slowing down the body. Slowing down and stretching out the breath so that your inhales and exhales start to feel really full and deep now. Notice how the whole backside of your body gets a little rise on the inhale and falls on the exhale. Keep some sweetness in your face. Gentle smile, relax the cheekbones, the eyelids. Okay, do about another 5 breaths here, relaxing, and then we'll move into our twist. Slowly, gently lift yourself up. So we're just taking a real easy start to practice this morning. Not rushing anything, not pushing anything. Up on the elbows and the forearms. Roll the head around this time, just loosening up. Neck, shoulders, jaw. Half circle back and forth 2 or 3 times. Good, and then press into your palms. Lift your elbows just enough. You're going to sneak that opposite hand. So in this case, my left knee's open. That would be my right hand, or vice versa. Underneath, lay on your shoulder, and then just roll, 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 all the way back. Like you're trying to touch both of your shoulder blades back on the ground, but it's probably not going to happen. It's just a good directional assist for you. If you want to reach down and put a little pressure on the outside of that top thigh, give you slightly deeper leverage to go further into your twist, go right ahead. If it feels good to move that open arm all the way up and over your head for a breath or 2, you can bring some really nice length into your ribs there. And one more deep breath wherever you're at. nice and easy. Start to unwind slowly. All the way back. Stretch both legs out. Get your arms unlocked from underneath of you. Shake loose the hips, the low back. Neck and shoulders once more if you need. Okay, and then here we go. Hands come in, peel yourself up slowly and press all the way back to a child's pose. That should feel really good. Oh. Neutralize your spine. And then shift your weight up to your hands and knees. All right, so from tabletop pose, I'm gonna open up the next minute or so for you to just really do what feels good to you. Anything that calls to maybe a little bit of twisting, cats and cows, circling around in the hips, the shoulders. You just take your time and work it out a little. And then here's the game plan. We are gonna do 3 rounds of Hanuman Salutation today. I've been thinking a lot about Hanuman lately because he's such a symbol of, like, you know, devotion to peace and to love, and he's also such a brave character. He'll do anything for what's right, you know. Hanuman's greatest feat, as many of you know in the Ramayana, in the story of Rama and Sita, is that he makes this giant, brave leap, basically to save everyone, to save not just Rama and Sita, but everybody else in the story, and it's due to his bravery and his willingness to do whatever it takes to find the right thing. And he's been on my mind a lot. So we're gonna honor him today with a couple rounds of salutation, and then we'll do a seated forward fold and call it a day. So really simple practice. Sometimes simplicity is the most powerful thing, right? So lift up, find me in a downward facing dog, stretch there for a breath or two. Sometimes it's really fun to do a great big showy yoga class where we have all kinds of challenging postures and a lot of different movements and a great big flow. And other times it's nice to just have a couple of super simple movements to work with, because then your brain doesn't have to work so hard and you can get into a little bit more meditative type of movement, right? When you're not thinking so hard about what's going on. Go ahead and walk up to the top of your mat when you're ready. Let yourself just hang loose. Any forward fold here. Option to make ragdoll pose, or take your hands behind for a little shoulder stretch, chest expansion, heart opener, whatever you want to call it. And then when the time is right, you can just stand up or roll and stack your way up to stand tall. Get all your little fidgets and adjustments out of the way, whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready for some stillness, just draw your feet together, palms to press at your heart. Lift the crown of your head up over your heart center. Root down through all 10 toes. Feel a little bit of heat between the palms of your hands. With your eyes closed, once again, find your breath. relax at your sides. Okay, so let's start it off. We're going to do Hanuman Namaskara, or Hanuman Salutation. If you've never done this before, don't worry. These are all postures that you've probably done before. They're just put together into a little sequence. We'll go really slow on the first one, giving each pose somewhere between 3, 4, 5 breaths, and then we'll do the next 2 rounds, 1 breath, 1 movement, and flow. So arms come up overhead. Just any kind of standing back bend or little heart stretch up, lengthen out, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, fold. Don't be afraid to bend your knees. Be nice to your low back. Inhale, half lift and lengthen. It starts just like a sun salutation, except the great thing about a Hanuman salute is that there's no chaturangas. Yay! You just step your left foot back. Good. Sink all the way down into a deep lunge, and you can come all the way to your back knee. Yeah, just ease it down. If you don't want to set your knee down right away, that's okay. First time here, give yourself a few breaths to rock your hips a little bit. Let them bounce up and down. Twist them slightly side to side. Just loosen up. After all that leg work we did yesterday in morning class, I know I was feeling a little bit tight this morning, so this is going to feel good to just do some stretching here. All right, when you're ready, all the way down on the back knee, and then you make a full lunge position down in the kneeling. You're going to have the opportunity to make a bigger lunge once we get moving in the next few rounds, but do this first one down on the ground if you can. Everything behind and below your belly button draws up and in. So Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha. Arms come up. And then just try to keep the shoulders soft, and you can really do any arm position you want. Make it powerful. Open up. This posture is called Anjaneyasana, and it's actually named after Hanuman's mother, Anjaneya. Right? So this is her pose, and it comes first because she's really the genesis, right? She's where Hanuman comes from, so her pose goes before his. It is, in fact, the only posture that is 100% feminine, dedicated to a woman. All the rest of them are masculine and dedicated to men. So, you know, make it kind of soft and curvy and open and powerful, just like a woman, right? Let it feel good to you. And then on your exhalation, next breath out brings your hands to the ground. Just pause right there for a second. Now we make Hanuman's pose. Ardha Hanumanasana. And you just push your hips all the way back until you can flex your front toes. Towards your nose, stay right there, or you can slide your heel forward a couple of inches if you want more, and dive your forehead closer to your shin. Another option would be to sink way back and almost sit down. I'll let you choose which one you like. So the full version of Hanumanasana is in fact the splits. Don't worry, you don't have to do the splits. There'll be an opportunity for you to do them if you want to, but certainly not required. The half splits version is also considered Hanuman's pose. And it's because of that great big leap that I told you about earlier when he leaps from India to Lanka to save Princess Sita and to save civilization at that point. He makes this giant leap across the ocean. So that's why when you do the splits, it's Hanuman's pose, because it looks like a leap, right? It looks like someone leaping through the air. So whichever version of this you're in, give it one more deep breath out. And then you shift your weight forward back into your front foot. If you need to pull your heel in towards your body a little bit, go for that first. Then the weight comes back into your front foot. Tuck your back toes and lift that knee off the ground. And then you finish with a nice big open twist toward the sky. Think about pulling your heart center around and up. Gaze goes up towards your fingertips or up toward the heavens. Hanuman was always a bhakti yogi. He was always a devotional yogi, so everything he does comes from the heart. So you're always moving your heart toward the heavens when you make postures devoted to Hanuman. Exhale, release both hands to the ground, and then you just step to the top of the mat. Ta-da! And we're right back to the beginning. Feet swing in a little bit closer. Let's take it up to stand tall. Reverse and rise. Inhale to the top. Exhale right back down to the bottom. Uttanasana. Half lift and lengthen. Navel draws in tight. Good. Right foot steps back. Sink in. Just a little breath or two to move your hips around. Easing your way down to the mat. So you notice I have a blanket here because I have kind of sensitive knees, and so I didn't mention that earlier, but if you needed to throw a blanket down, or you can always just fold one edge of your mat in if you need some more support, bring yourself up. Check to make sure your bandhas are activated and engaged. Everything behind and below the navel pulls in and up. Good, that's going to keep you safe here as you go deep into this lunge. Anjane, open it up. Get creative with the upper body. You can really do anything you'd like. For 3, 2, and 1. Hands come back down on the exhalation. Pause there for a moment. Good. Now you'll shift your hips back. Flex your front toes. You can keep sitting back, or you can slide your heel forward. So if the splits is something that is exciting to you, then maybe sliding your heel forward is a better way to start thinking about moving toward the splits. If you sit back in this pose, it's a good hamstring stretch, but it's not really getting you any closer to making the splits, right? Again, not required, just food for thought, something to think about. Drop the forehead and breathe. Three, 2, and 1. Good. Now pull that heel towards you a little bit first if you need to. If you're way back in a seat, shift forward. Good. Come off the back knee, stay low in the lunge. Left arm swings up and open. Hold that twist for 3. Keep rotating. Lift your heart higher toward the sky. 2, and 1. Both hands back on the mat. Step the feet to the top. Ready to flow? Here we go. 2 times through on each leg. Inhale up to the top. Now, if you want to sneak in a little side stretch or a bigger back bend, anything else that makes sense, got a little time for that right here. And then dive down when you're ready. Half lift and length. Breathe. Pick up that left foot, step it back. Now you can sink down to that low lunge, or you can make this a high lunge now if you feel like you're warmed up enough. Take it all the way up to the top. Anjaneyasana, big breath in. Exhale, hands come all the way down. Don't go too quickly, or you'll throw yourself off balance. Set the back knee down. Press back, flex the toes. Inhale here. Exhale, fold. Try to get your forehead a little closer to your knee or your shin. Inhale, gaze forward, shift your weight into your front foot, lift off your back knee, and exhale all the way into your twist. Stay for the breath in. And on the exhale, hands down, step to the top, and fold. Half lift. Good. If you feel like you want to put a little crouching curl or a squat down here, something else that makes you feel good, you could put a little crow pose in. We're just adding an extra breath or two. And then lift your gaze, lift your hips and fold to the top. Inhale. Anything else you want to do for an exhale or two? And take it back down on your next breath out. Half lift, right foot steps back. Deep breath out, sink into the lunge. Arms come up, high or low, whichever way you want to do it. Inhale. Hands come to the mat on the exhale, slowly. Good. Drop the back knee. Flex the toes as you press back, lengthen. Exhale, fold deeper, Ardha Hanumanasana. Gaze out, shift your weight. Up and off the back knee as you open to your twist. Deep breath in, rotate further on the exhale. Good. Take one more deep breath. Close the pose, and as you exhale, step to the top and fold. Good. Add in maybe a little something here. Dropping the hips, squatting down, making any version of Malasana, Bakasana, crow, squat, toe stand, you name it. Maybe you just want an extra breath in your forward fold, or you want to sneak that shoulder stretch back in. And then we're going to go one more time. Inhale all the way up when you're ready. Once your palms gather overhead, pause right there, and then find me in Samasthiti. Just palms at heart center. Good. Okay, so when Hanuman makes his giant leap, he leaps up and over the treetops. So let's make tree. Just real quick at the start of each side. Take your right knee open, Vrikshasana. Above or below your kneecap, you can do this right down here too, no problem. Add in some branches for your tree, open it up, lift your gaze if you want to challenge. You can even try to come up onto your left tippy toes if you really want to challenge. It's a tough one. And then draw your palms back together. Listen, hands to your heart center. Stay with me right here. Use these low belly muscles. Pull them in and start to peel your foot off of your leg and just draw that knee around to the front. Ready? We're going to drive the heel back and slowly, slowly, slowly step into your lunge. This is going to give you the left side first. Arms come up and over. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Now you can lower to your back knee, or maybe this time you just want to push back and straighten both legs, or you can still lift your front toes for pyramid pose. If and only if you feel like, hey man, maybe you want to try to take that little leap, you can work on your splits here for a moment or two. I've been practicing yoga for, oh Jesus, I don't know, 20 years now or something. I still work on the splits, right? It's a work in progress. So don't be hard on yourself if this is hard. This is hard stuff, right? It's not a position that the body was designed to make. So take it one step at a time. Slowly draw your heel back in. If you went all the way out to the splits, you're going to find us in a lunge. Shift your weight forward. Make that big dragonfly twist to the side. Inhale. Exhale, release, and we step to the top, feet side by side, and fold. If you want to drop your hips, do something else here for a moment. Give it a breath or two. Challenge yourself, right? Don't be afraid to fall over. I fall over all the time, even when I'm not doing yoga. So, who cares? And then we'll take that final round together whenever you're ready, starting from a forward fold. Inhale, reverse, and rise. You come all the way up to stand, palms gather together, hands fall to heart center. Slow down, find your breath there. Okay, open your left knee out to the side, above or below the inside of your right knee. Add in any upper body variations that you'd like. Two. Remember that falling out of a balance pose is actually a good thing. It means that you got to your edge. You challenged yourself to go somewhere that was a little bit uncomfortable for you. So no problem. Just come back in when you're ready. Hands back to your heart. You're going to unpeel the left foot and move that knee forward. We're driving back slowly, slowly, slowly. Lots of control. And step to your lunge. Go ahead. Send the arms up. Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands to the mat. Hanuman Salutes. Meaning, drop the back knee. Half splits, push back, or maybe a little pyramid stretch. Maybe you slide the heel forward. See how those splits feel today. Breathe, breathe, breathe. So you get an extra bonus breath or two here. You don't want to rush getting in and out of the splits. That is a recipe for not a fun time. So very slowly, very mindfully moving in and out. Take your time. You'll find us when you're ready in that low twisting lunge for the final big breath in. And then exhale, close it down, step to the top. One full sun salutation to get us down to the mat. This is the only one we're going to do today. Bring it up on your inhale. If you like sun salutations, this Saturday, I'm going to post about this probably tomorrow. It just took me a little time to figure out whether or not I was ready to do it, but I'm ready. We're going to do 108 sun salutations for the solstice on Saturday. So if you're up for it, I'll tell you where and when tomorrow. Step walk or hop it back and move through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog or cobra, and exhale back, downward facing dog. Step hop or jump on through to a seat. Take your legs out front. Wiggle your hip bones around until you find that perfect spot. And then just reaching for your toes, your ankles, your shins, whatever feels good. Let yourself come into a forward fold. Slow the breathing down here. Paschimottanasana. Lengthen out of your low back. Gently, slowly roll it all the way down onto your back. Just slow that movement down so that you really have to use your core. And then when you're down, hips, let the knees fall open to Baddha Konasana, and go right into Shavasana. Really simple ending today. We want to keep that simplicity all the way through the practice. Push up, find your bridge, open up as much as you'd like there. You can walk your shoulder blades in a little bit, support your hips, or just let your hands relax. Palms to the sky for 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Make sure that your back is flat, so untuck your shoulder blades and then wiggle the hips or swing the knees a few times just to get all of your spine reconnected, and then bottoms of the feet come together, knees fall open. Hands can just drop at your sides, or like I said, maybe rest your hands on your belly, your heart center. Close your eyes and let your breathing come back to normal. Natural, easy, smooth breaths in and out. So just know that you are always welcome to stay and rest in a comfortable position, any place for Shavasana for as long as you would like. You need a couple more minutes there, then just stay put. If you do want to come up and finish in a seat, you're welcome to come around and join me. I'm going to find a comfortable seated position to draw my palms together. Take a little bow of the head. In a moment to be happy and grateful for your mind, your body, for your practice today. Be happy and grateful for one another as well. Thank you for always hopping on. New schedule these days, so be sure you check it out. It's in our Instagram feed. It's posted on Facebook too. I'm working on getting it changed on the website. It's just that my website ladies have a lot of other stuff to do right now as well. So this is where you should always check. But yeah, a couple of live offerings in the evenings nowadays. I'll keep this 10 a.m. class on Instagram For a while longer, maybe in some way, shape, or form, probably all the way through the summer, we'll at least have some sort of online option. And tomorrow I will post about solstice class on Saturday. That one will be live. It'll be in person outside, but I found a really, really cool space in Northeast that we can do it and have plenty of room to spread out. So think about it. It will be toasty that day, so if you like the warm weather, you'll love it. I'll see you soon. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. and tomorrow night we do Ashtanga outside down by the river on 13th. If you ever need directions to somewhere, don't hesitate to just send me a little DM and I'll hook you up. Namaste, see you soon.